All right, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to take a look at this poem here. And I'm going to go all the way through it. And then at the end, we'll come back to it and you're going to help me out with finding idioms. This is a Mother's Day poem, but we could still do it even though it's not Mother's Day. All right. Let me do one thing, see if I can get this up higher and I can get the whole poem in the picture. There we go. A Mother's Day poem. I know I drive my mom up the wall when playing in the house with my basketball. Even though, no, wait, I'm going to read the whole thing and then we'll go back to that, okay? Even though I'm skating on thin ice, sometimes she has to warn me twice. I can often be a pain in the neck, and my bedroom is always such a wreck. Sometimes I make the loudest sounds. My mom doesn't like when I monkey around. After my previous huge mistake, Mom said this one takes the cake. I daydream a lot with my head in the clouds, and my mom somehow still seems proud. She says I'm the apple of her eye, but I must admit, I don't know why. All right. Each one of these, I think, has a different one. So it says under here, underline each idiom you find in the poem below. Then list the idioms and their meanings on the chart. I got another paper for that. Use context clues to help you with any you don't know. All right. So this first one, I know I drive my mom up the wall when playing in the house with my basketball.
I know it.
What is
I know it.
this? Okay, tell me what's this one.
You drive your mom crazy.
Yeah, but boy, I need to underline what underline here. What's the idiom? Right now, we're just looking for the idioms. We're not doing the meanings yet. We're just finding the idiom.
Drive my mom up a wall.
Up the wall. Yep. Okay. So now let's look at this one. Even though I'm skating on thin ice, sometimes she has to warn me twice.
I know one.
What is it?
I'm skating on.
Yeah, skating on thin ice. Okay. And what about this part? I can often be a pain in the neck, and my bedroom is always such a wreck.
I have another one.
Let's let somebody else have a chance. Okay, I'm glad you got it, but let's let other people have a chance.
I can often be a pain in the neck.
Pain in the neck. Okay, sometimes I make the loudest noise. My mom doesn't like when I monkey around or the loudest sounds. What's the idiom in this phrase?
Monkeying around.
Yep, monkey around. After my previous huge mistake, Mom said this one takes the cake. Anybody got a clue in this one?
This one takes the cake.
Takes the cake. I daydream a lot with my head in the clouds, and my mom somehow still seems proud. What we got here?
My head in the clouds.
Head in the clouds. And then the last one. She says I'm the apple of her eye. I don't know why.
I'm the apple of her eye.
Apple of her eye. Now, we've done the underlining. Then we're going to list the idioms on this page. And then what did they mean in the poem? Okay. So the first one was drive my mom up the wall.
Nothing wrong.
Okay, now what did it mean here when that person drives mom up the wall?
Crazy.
Drive her crazy. Make her feel crazy, right?
Yes.
Crazy or mad or annoyed. All those would work, wouldn't they?
Yes.
All right. Now the second was skating on thin ice. Anybody got a clue what it meant there? Even though I'm skating on thin ice, sometimes she has to warn me twice. That person really skating on ice?
No.
No. If your mom has to warn you twice, are you awful close to being in what?
You're not going to listen.
You're close to being in what? If you don't listen, you're close to being in
Trouble.
trouble or a bad situation. Okay. What about pain in the neck? What does it mean for something or somebody to be a pain in the neck?
It doesn't mean that you have a pain in the neck. It means that you're being so wild and you're a pain in the neck.
Okay. Pain in the neck is like meaning someone who is annoying
Crazy.
or gets on your nerves. I used another idiom inside to explain it. If somebody gets on your nerves, that doesn't mean they stand on your nerves in your body. They're just driving you crazy, right? Number 4, monkey around. Now it says, sometimes I make the loudest sounds my mom doesn't like when I monkey around. You're monkeying around, what are you doing? Some of you probably have heard that before. I know I did growing up. Think about how monkeys do. You're monkeying around, what are you doing? Are you being quiet?
You're being loud.
Loud? And are you doing something helpful or just wasting your time?
Wasting your time.
Yeah. So you're being loud and wasting time. All right. Then we have takes the cake. When mom said, after my huge mistake, the big thing they just did, mom said, now this one takes the cake. Does she mean somebody's literally going to take a cake away? No. What does it mean when mom said, this one finally takes the cake? Does it mean, is mom saying, it's time to go eat?
No.
Or is she saying, you finally done the last thing, you're in trouble now? Is that what that means?
Yes.
Yeah. So that means someone is in trouble now. Someone has finally done the last thing and got into trouble. I about ran out of room for that one. Now we have head in the clouds.
I put my head in the cloud.
Yeah. So head in the clouds, what did it mean about? I daydream a lot with my head in the clouds.
He dreams that he's in a cloud.
No, he doesn't dream that he's in a cloud. He's just daydreaming, not paying attention. Not paying attention. It'd be like, are y'all seeing me? Because I where I'm got everybody on there, I can't see myself. Can y'all see me in the? Am I where you can see me in my?
Yeah.
So, well, if I was to be
Yes. Miss Nether, you're frozen.
Mm-mm. I'm daydreaming.
Oh.
I'm thinking about something and not paying attention to y'all or what I should be doing. That's an example of daydreaming. Okay.
So like pretend we're in the classroom and you said that we are that I pretend I am like just
staring off in space.
not paying attention to you.
Yeah, you're thinking about something. So you've got your head in the clouds instead of paying attention to me. All right. And now the last one was your mom's apple of her eye. What does that mean when that mom says, you're still the apple of my eye?
You're still the prince, or you're still.
If you're the apple of someone's eye, you're either that person's favorite or the one they love the most. Wouldn't that make sense? But she says, I'm her favorite, the one she loves the most, but I must admit, I don't know why. Because of all the things that person does. All right. Now, you all stay on there. And I am going to switch over to my screen. And I want you to look at these here. Here are some idioms that show the picture of what they would be like if we took it as being exactly what it says. So y'all tell me, are you seeing where it says idioms?
Yes.
I'm gonna make it full screen. Idioms. I saw this, I thought this is funny because it started drawing pictures of what it sounds like it means, but that's not what it means. It's a non-literal phrase or saying, just the thing that where you can't take the words exactly like we know what they mean when they're by themselves. Here's one, as cool as a cucumber. That means you're very calm and composed and untroubled by stress, like you're just relaxed and nothing's bothering you. I'm as cool as a cucumber. Has anyone ever heard that one before?
Me.
Okay. All right. Here's a couple on one. When pigs fly. That means when something that will never happen. Like, I'll be able to ice skate and do all those jumps and everything. And then my mom might tell me, when pigs fly, you're as clumsy as you can be. That's her way of saying, I don't think you'll ever get that because you're clumsy. Has anybody ever heard of when pigs fly?
Yes, and there was actually a restaurant named.
Yeah, there was a restaurant it was named after an idiom. So even places could be named after idioms. Isn't that neat? All right. And then there's one. This is what we were talking about earlier with Hunter and Chase. Let the cat out of the bag. That means you reveal a secret. You can't keep a secret because you let the cat out of the bag. We were talking about that one earlier. I put my foot in my mouth. And that doesn't really mean that somebody sticks their foot in their mouth. That's what Piper was acting out yesterday. It really means I said something I shouldn't have. Piper did a little nicer because she had clean feet. Here he's putting it with his shoe in his mouth. Ooh, that's a little gross. Here we have head in the clouds. This is what it would look like if it was literally, but it's really like where I was acting it out. You're daydreaming. You're thinking about things. Your head's in the clouds, not where it is. It should be in you thinking. And right here, money talks. And then this is saying, I can get whatever I want. This means somebody's got a lot of money can get whatever they want. And they say money talks. Has anybody ever heard that one before?
No.
Yeah, that one's more like adults say. Kids don't use that too much. It's a piece of cake. We've heard that one. Can somebody tell me what a piece of cake doesn't really mean? I'm going to get a cake and eat it. What does it mean?
It was really easy.
Something very easy. Oh, that's a piece of cake. All right. I'm all ears. Look at that. There's ears all over the head. What does it mean when somebody tells you, I'm all ears?
That you're gonna listen very well.
Yeah, they're ready to listen. If you got all ears, you should be able to listen really well, but that doesn't mean you have just all ears all over your head. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Doesn't mean you're going to have a cookie and all it crumble up into little pieces of crumbs. Does anybody know what that's the way the cookie crumbles means when somebody were to say it to you? That would mean that's just, oh, well, that's how things happen. You go, oh, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. It's beyond our control. We'll just have to go with the flow, just like how we have trouble with our technology. We'll say, oh, that's the way the cookie crumbles. We'll just have to try to do the best we can when things aren't working good. How about opening a can of worms? I wouldn't want to open a can of worms and them come crawling out like that. Has anybody got an idea what this idiom means? Opening a can of worms. If you look at that picture, that's not a good thing. You're going to have old slimy, slithery worms all over your house, and that's not good. So opening a can of worms means you say or do something that causes something worse or bad to happen. And if you just had kept your mouth shut, like not said anything, then you'd have been in a better situation. So this just means you do or say something that makes things get worse. Don't do that, or you're going to open a can of worms. You're going to make things worse. How about this one? The cat's got your tongue. Has anybody got an idea what it means about the cat's got your tongue? I could say that about all of you right now. The cat's got all of your tongue, all your tongues. So what are you doing?
Being quiet?
Yeah, you're not telling anything. You're not saying anything. So a lot of times if somebody asks you a question you don't answer, they might say, hey, has the cat got your tongue? That means you're not answering back when somebody asks you a question. Now, this is the first time I saw this one, paper jam. When musicians get together, they play together, they say they're going to have a jam session. That means they're going to play together. But here we have a paper jam. What is really a paper jam? It has to do with printers and copiers. Anybody got an idea what a paper jam is? You might not know it as much where you don't use them, but we have them a lot at school. And we go, oh no, it's another paper jam. It's where a piece of paper gets stuck in the machine. We have to pull all these pieces out and apart to try to find where that paper's stuck in the machine. That's what a paper jam is. The paper is stuck in the machine. So it's a whole lot easier for us to say, oh, it's a paper jam instead. Oh no, it's another piece of paper stuck in the middle of the machine in between all the parts. That's a mouthful. It's just a lot easier to say paper jam. Here's one, break your word. Here he is, got a sledgehammer, going to break the word right there.
Forget your word.
Well, let's not forget it. It's where you promise something to somebody and you don't keep your promise. That means you broke your word. You break your word when you don't keep a promise to somebody. Oh, look at this one. Blow a fuse. What do you think it means to blow a fuse?
You're angry.
You're very angry. A fuse is, everybody's got a fuse box in their house where, like if there's too much power, all of a sudden all the power, like in one section of the house, all of it goes, lights go off, things go off. You got to go fix it. Sometimes we call it a breaker box. In the old days, they had a fuse box. It's changed a little bit. So if you blow a fuse, that means you get very angry and you about blow a fuse. A fuse means so much at one time. Well, you're getting so angry at one time. So he's about to blow a fuse. He's getting very, very angry. I think that's the last one. So I'm going to stop share. Okay. And I'm going to end the recording right